everybody, what is going on? I am Maximus Rex, and this is Big Baby Reviews. Today is Wildcard Sunday, so we're looking at something a little bit different, off the beaten path of our regularly scheduled videos during the week with our regular list of artists. So today we're looking at Jack Kirby, the unpublished archives from Comic Images. This is a card set, so I've really zoomed in close to hopefully get as much of that as we can. I'll explain what this is. A lot of unpublished artwork basically that Jack Kirby produced, I think in the late 70s, early 80s for Hanna-Barbera, I'm pretty sure, an animation company on the West Coast. And these are a lot of just concept drawings and ideas that he had for vehicles for the shows or complete concepts for new shows. And he would do these on huge art boards, right? Like really big. So unfortunately, the only issue I have with this card set is, of course, they've taken really huge art and shrunken it to very small level. So hopefully this shows up pretty well on camera. I think I've got it framed in pretty tight. So we're going to have a look right away and just kind of go through it. What you're going to see are a few different variations of Jack Kirby artwork. So you'll see pure Jack Kirby artwork, maybe colored by someone else. You'll see Jack Kirby artwork inked over by someone else, and you'll see, you know, Jack Kirby artwork painted over as well. So some of these concepts would move through the art offices and get added onto or changed a little bit by the other artists who kind of worked in the office there. But Kirby at this time was apparently pretty happy doing all this stuff for Hanna-Barbera. He was getting paid really well, and just to kind of throw out crazy ideas onto paper, and then they paid him for it. So it sounds like a pretty good gig, honestly. Not having to draw, you know, full 22-page comics every month and just throwing out concepts and ideas. Sounds, and being paid for it sounds like a lot of fun for most artists, I would think. So we've got the checklist here. I'll get rid of that, and the set is not in any particular order, and I wasn't going to take the time to put it in order because it doesn't really matter. We're just looking at some Jack Kirby art. All right, so we've got see, this is a good example of a concept page, right, that kind of has a few different panels on it, a few different illustrations, images, giving you the concept of the show here. So this one is Tiger Shark, and I'll just move through these. So sometimes it's just, you know, a whole team character design put together here. So apparently Tiger Shark is part of these guys, Power Planet. Sometimes I wonder if, you know, some of these concepts don't also get mishmashed, excuse me, together. You know, if it doesn't work on one side, they kind of use it later on. Hopefully the zoom is not messing around when I'm flipping through these. The Cassette Man, kind of outdated, right? But just fun to see, another concept page. Pretty close to Kirby's original vision, I would say, probably artistically, just colored maybe by someone else. Maybe he colored some of these. I don't know for sure, because I would say this one particularly does look a lot like his Cassette Man does look a lot like the kind of colors he would generally use in his color palette. See, this would be an example here of where the art's been redrawn by someone else, right? So it's been slickified a little bit, but you still get those Kirby kind of squiggles and background elements, you know, that are recognizable. So this is the Future Force. I'm not quite sure what this is for, but it looks familiar, that robot suit there. I mean, did they steal some of these designs for the Transformers movie? Kind of looks like it, right? Careful now. Animal Hospital. So it's a hospital full of crazy characters, but anthropomorphic animals, basically. A lot of crazy concepts here. And again, you know, some of his ideas come from another generation, another century almost, well, at least decades. So, you know, someone like this, Roxy's Circus, whoever this character is. I don't know how big circuses are anymore. At least they're not formatted the same way the traditional circuses of those days were. So here's an example where Jack Kirby's artwork has been painted. Looks pretty cool, actually, in this example. The Gargoyles. I guess it was more of a monster-oriented series, right? And here's an example of maybe some vehicles that are being used on some of the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. You know, this was done over by another artist. Maybe there's no Kirby left really in there. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe some of these were thrown in, you know, by mistake. This is clearly Kirby. And this whole set is basically just filled with these. I'm going to go a little faster. You can pause on the ones you like. I'll make sure you got like a pause moment. But again, what's great about this is just tons and tons of Jack Kirby stuff. You know, I didn't before this even really, I took a quick look through it when I bought it, you know, looked at it and kind of set it off on the shelf there. But looking at it now, even through this review, I've got more time to kind of, this I've seen before, right? The Kirby Collector or something. But yeah, I've got more time to kind of appreciate the designs. You know, this again, this was, I'd be very surprised if there's any actual Kirby underneath of this. I don't feel like maybe his pose, but some of these poses are Kirby-like. It's a great illustration, whoever drew / painted this, right? But I don't think it's Kirby. See, this one, you know, probably not colored by Kirby, but definitely retains the cool characteristics that we enjoy with Kirby. There's another one, cars, some sort of weird vehicle. Some great, we missed this one here, the Flying Knight. Interesting color choice. So as I said, you can see how some are just, this one's maybe, you know, slicked out a little bit, but still pretty close to Kirby stuff. This one is very Kirby-esque. It's one of those images where you go, you know, some people have talked about Kirby having like an Aztec kind of influence in his art. I don't know if he did it consciously or not, but I do know he read a lot of National Geographic and Scientific American stuff, so he's into that stuff, and I'm sure he integrated a lot of it into his art, whether he knew it or not, right? But this is a good example of kind of an Aztec kind of feel to it. I don't know how else to describe it. Then we got those funky, ugly characters that Jack is known to do. This guy's got a flying kite with snakes coming out of it. Like, there's stuff I've seen some of these, but some crazy stuff, some crazy cool Kirby tech here. Forearms, I saw this, the freewheeling farm boy. I like how he's a farm boy. This kind of is, in a weird way, is it inspired by like Andre the Giant story? If you guys don't know, Andre the Giant, by the time he was like 12, right, he was already 6 foot something. He was a giant farm boy, basically. Yeah, see, again, these are probably Kirby designs, but drawn by someone else. Can't imagine even that's on top of Kirby. This, sure, painted. Good examples of how Kirby tech can be interpreted, and again done in a painterly style, and it works, right? You know, how much improvement are they actually throwing on top of this? I don't know. It's mostly just a fancy airbrush job. This one too, very authentically Kirby. So this is like just a regular average boxy, you know, 80s delivery van or something. It kind of splits into weapons. Pre-mask. The Crusher here, Kirby's variation again, once again, the rock kind of character. Kind of looks like Concrete, wouldn't you say? Years before Concrete. Some of these designs, I've never seen this. Like, this belongs in Dune or something. Love when Kirby goes nuts on the tech and the New Godsy kind of vibe. This is an actual sequence here, it seems. So he storyboarded this, maybe? Some great, like, I wish, again, this was bigger. It really looks like the rendering on the water here is amazing. It's just so small, I can't really make it out. Okay, so this guy's creepy. This is a variation on the face. Do you know the character from the 30s, 40s? The Face? Alex Ross did some sort of revisionist kind of revamping of those characters a few years ago. Dynamic Forces, is it? Dynamic Comics, I don't remember, but it was kind of interesting. Oh, look at that. Again, this is not a typical Kirby face, so it's been changed somewhat, but that snake is, I mean, definitely a Kirby design. These cards are glossy, hard to handle. Micromites, so these are, I guess, some small characters. Let's center that a bit. Again, I don't even feel like this is drawn like by Kirby. Maybe the original layout. Alright, let's pull in the second stack. Center that as best as I can. Even when, you know, creating a faceless mob of henchmen, you know, Kirby doesn't cheap out on the detail, at least not here for Hanna-Barbera. Again, he's being paid really well to draw all day, so he's putting it in the time. And just more of the same here. Some designs, I wonder if they're for toys even. This seems like a toy design, right? I'll go a little faster here. The Amazoids. I always thought that was cool design with a crappy, shitty name. Roxy Raiders, they come back a lot. I think he eventually used the concept in a comic book. Whether or not it was drawn actually by Jack Kirby, I'm not sure. Oh no, we're not getting a... I guess it's alright. I thought we were getting a bit of a blur there. Hopefully we're not. I'm trying my best for that not to happen. But there you go. I'm going to go a little faster here. But the interest here, like I said, is maybe last kind of creative push for Kirby to create all these different concepts. And it's amazing again. Oh, this guy I didn't want to miss. It's one of my favorite in this whole set here. The catfish. I love how Kirby sometimes takes some designs, just some of his designs are amazing, and then some of them are just so literal, I guess, is how I describe it. But like, it works. I think that looks like such a different original design. He goes there, right? The proportions, the eyes that are set way up high on the head, the you know, the round shape of the head. Just he goes for it, and that's what I like. He's boundless imagination, right? This monsters in the sewer shot that he uses in OMAC. This one comes back a lot. That's kind of a recycled concept, right? And I don't know, like I said, that some of these kind of resemble the Mask stuff or some of the Transformers in the movie. So you wonder, you know, if you've ever seen Jodorowsky's Dune. Oh, that's a great design there. If you've ever seen Jodorowsky's Dune, you'll know that even though his designs didn't end up being used in the Dune movie and it didn't actually happen, those designs, you know, went all throughout the halls of Hollywood and were used and copied and ripped off in tons and tons of Hollywood movies. So more Animal Hospital here. Interesting that they're coming out of silos. I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah. Kirby always, again, very science oriented as he moved on later on in life, and a lot of sci-fi concepts and stuff. Like, you know, he was an avid reader, again, of stuff like National Geographic, Scientific American. So he was always aware of this stuff and incorporating it into his, you know, storytelling and his character design and his vehicle design. Always not even on the... I wouldn't say he was on the cutting edge. I would say he was always ahead almost of the cutting edge, right? Now, I'm not talking about art style, but actual design. Like something like this, right? And of course he's mixing, you know, almost like plain airplane designs with like double-decker bus designs, but it's cool. There's like a weird, funky, psychedelic kind of aspect to Jack Kirby, right? That I love in his color choice and his designs. Even though I'm pretty sure the man himself never ever dabbled in psychedelics in any way. There's just something about it that shines through in his artwork, and to, you know, I'd say a lesser degree, Steve Ditko has kind of some of that same magic in some of his artwork. Well, let's hopefully leave you with at least with a nice image. So this one's pretty good. So there you have it, guys. That was my short. Oh ho ho! All right, well, let's look at that guy. Everything's falling, right? Well, no editing means that that's gonna stay up there. Let's leave you with a cool image here. The bad guys. Back on Zoom. All right. Now I can do my conclusion. So there you go for Wildcard Sunday. A little less official, I guess, today. I'm not re-editing anything. I hate doing that. So straight out, one take as it is. So that was my review of Comic Images set of Jack Kirby, the Unpublished Archives. Hope you enjoyed at least a quick view of some really unseen Jack Kirby artwork that's even a little hard to find on the internet. So again, unfortunate for its small size, but it's definitely a small memento of some really huge, great, amazing, and literally physically big artwork. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm going to let you go easy on this last one, so enjoy your Sunday. Hope everyone out there has an awesome day. King Comics presents Big Baby, Volume 1, Issues 1 to 13, 204 pages of story and art. King Comics also presents Star Crasher one-shot, 32 pages, cosmic sci-fi surrealist adventure. You can find these fine comics at kingcomics.ca at MaximusRex13 on Instagram, or on Facebook, MaxRex or Big Baby.
Like, subscribe.